A woman disappears from a cruise ship, Caribbean Sea, March 1998. She's last seen on her balcony, 5:30 a.m. Her family is asleep inside the cabin. By 6 a.m. she's gone. The ship has over 2,000 passengers, hundreds of crew members, multiple decks, cameras everywhere. No one sees her go overboard. No one hears a splash. She just vanishes from a moving ship in the middle of the ocean. Another night, another mile, another case that never closed. Tonight, Amy Lynn Bradley, 23 years old, college graduate of Virginia, March 1998. She was on a cruise with her family, Royal Caribbean, Rhapsody of the Seas, Southern Caribbean, a vacation, a celebration, her brother's graduation. On the last night of the cruise, Amy disappeared from a balcony cabin on a ship in the ocean. And for 28 years, people claim they've seen her, alive. This is what we know. March 21st, 1998. The Bradley family boards Rhapsody of the Seas, San Juan, Puerto Rico, 7-day cruise, Southern Caribbean route. Ron and Iva Bradley, their daughter Amy, 23, their son Brad, 21. Amy just graduated, Longwood University, physical education degree. She's an athlete, swimmer, basketball player, strong, confident. The cruise is going well. They visit islands, Aruba, Curaçao, St. Thomas. Normal vacation. March 23rd, 1998. Evening. The ship is docked in Curaçao. The family goes to the disco on board the ship's nightclub. They're having fun, dancing, drinking. Normal cruise night. Amy meets someone. A band member, Yellow, a band called Blue Orchid. They play on the ship. Amy and the band member talk, dance. Her father notices. He's uncomfortable. Asks Amy to come back to the cabin. She does, reluctantly. Around 1 a.m., the family returns to their cabin. Cabin D1009, Deck 9, balcony cabin. They go to sleep. Brad sleeps on the fold-out couch near the balcony. Amy sleeps in one of the beds inside the cabin. Around 3:30 a.m., Brad wakes up. He sees Amy on the balcony, sitting in a chair, smoking a cigarette, talking to someone. A man. Brad can't see who. He asks if she's okay. She says yes. He goes back to sleep. 5:15 a.m. Ron Bradley wakes up. He sees Amy, still on the balcony, asleep in the chair. He checks the time. Goes back to sleep. 5:30 a.m. Ron wakes again, looks at the balcony. Amy is gone. He assumes she went inside, to her bed. He goes back to sleep. 6 a.m. Ron wakes up fully, checks Amy's bed. She's not there. He checks the bathroom. Not there. He wakes Iva. Where's Amy? They search the cabin. She's not there. They check the hallways, the deck. Nothing. 6:30 a.m. Ron reports Amy missing to the crew. Ship security starts searching. They check her room card. Last used, 1 a.m. when she entered the cabin. No other activity. They check the disco, the casino, the pool deck, the restaurant. No Amy. They make an announcement over the ship's PA system. Amy Lynn Bradley, please report to guest services. No response. 7 a.m. The ship is supposed to leave Curaçao. Scheduled departure. Next stop, Aruba. Ron Bradley begs them to stay, to search the island, to delay. The captain refuses. Says she probably fell overboard. Standard procedure is to continue. The ship leaves port. Without Amy, the family is frantic. Brad searches the entire ship. Every deck, every lounge, every bathroom. Nothing. Later that morning, a steward comes forward. He saw Amy around 6 a.m. on the elevator with a crew member. The steward thought it was strange. Amy looked uncomfortable. The crew member was escorting her, but they got off on a different deck. He didn't think much of it until he heard she was missing. Another passenger comes forward. He saw Amy around 5:45 a.m. in the hallway near the disco with 3 men, crew members. She looked distressed. He didn't intervene. Assumed she was drunk. The ship's security reviews camera footage, but the cameras don't cover everything. Not the balcony, not all the hallway. Amy doesn't appear on any footage. After 1 a.m., the ship arrives in Aruba, March 24th. Ron Bradley contacts the FBI, reports Amy missing. The FBI begins investigating. They interview passenger, crew member, the band members from Blue Orchid, Yellow, the one Amy danced with. He denies knowing where she is, says they just talked, danced, nothing more. Other band members are questioned. They all deny involvement. The FBI searches the ship, top to bottom. Amy's not there. They check surveillance from the ports. Curaçao. Did Amy disembark? No footage of her leaving. Investigators consider possibilities. Did Amy fall overboard? Suicide? Accident? The family says no. Amy was happy, excited about life, no reason to jump, and she was a strong swimmer. If she fell, she'd survive. Call for help. No distress calls were made. No one saw or heard anything. Did someone push her? Possibly. But why? Who? And no one saw it happen. Or did they take her? Off the ship, in Curaçao, for trafficking, for ransom. The FBI investigates human trafficking in the Caribbean. It exists. It happens. But getting someone off a cruise ship? Security, cameras, crew monitoring. It's difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. Days pass, then weeks. The Bradley family receives email from someone claiming to have seen Amy in Curaçao, a brothel. The emails are disturbing, graphic. The sender says Amy is being held against her will. The FBI investigates. The emails can't be traced. Could be real. Could be a hoax. There's no way to verify. Then, more sighting. August 1998. A Canadian tourist in Curaçao. He sees a woman in a brothel. She approaches him, whispered, "I'm Amy Bradley. Please help me." Before he can respond, a man intervenes, pulls her away. The tourist leaves, confused, scared. He reports it later. After seeing Amy's photo, he's certain it was her. A U.S. Navy sailor in Curaçao, on shore leave. He sees a woman at a beach. She looks like Amy. He approaches. She says her name is Amy, from Virginia. She asks him to help her. She says she's being held, forced to work. The sailor is skeptical, but before he can do anything, 3 men appear. They take her. She leaves with them. The sailor reports it. Years later, after seeing Amy's case, he's certain it was her. Another sighting. Barbados. A woman matching Amy's description, seen with several men. She looked drugged, unresponsive. The witness didn't report it immediately. Later they came forward. The FBI investigates every sighting. They send agents to Curaçao, to Barbados. They search, interview, follow leads. Nothing concrete. And this is where the story gets strained. Amy disappeared from a balcony on a moving ship. If she went overboard, why was there no splash? The balcony was on deck 9, high up. Someone falling would make noise, a scream, a splash, something. But no one heard anything, and the ship was docked in Curaçao, not moving. If she fell, she'd hit the water, close to the dock, close to shore. She was a strong swimmer. She could have made it, but no body was ever found. No one saw anyone in the water. And there's something else. The crew member. Multiple witnesses saw Amy after 5:30 a.m. with crew member on the elevator in the hallway. She looked distressed, but no one intervened. Cruise ships have strict protocol. Crew members aren't supposed to fraternize with passengers. Not like that. If a crew member was escorting her, where? Why? And who? The band member, Yellow. He was questioned. He failed a polygraph, but he was never charged, never arrested. He left the ship, returned to his home country. The other band members? Same. They all left, scattered, hard to track. Then there are the photographs. In 2005, the FBI received images from an adult website, photos of a woman who looked like Amy, similar feet, similar tattoos. Amy had distinctive tattoos, a Tasmanian devil on her shoulder, a gecko on her hip. The woman in the photos had similar marking, but the images were low quality, hard to verify. Forensic analysts examined them. Inconclusive. Could be Amy, could be someone else. The website was based overseas, Eastern Europe, untraceable. The photos were eventually removed, but the FBI kept copies, analyzed, compared them. To this day, they can't confirm. Amy Lynn Bradley was on a cruise ship, surrounded by people, cameras, security. She was last seen on her balcony at 5:30 a.m. By 6 a.m. she was gone. And for 28 years, people have seen her in the Caribbean, in brothel, on beaches, asking for help, but no one has brought her home. Theory 1. Amy fell overboard. Accidentally. She was on the balcony, leaning over, lost her balance, fell. The ship was docked. She hit the water, drowned. Her body was carried away by the current, never found. This explains the lack of evidence on the ship, but it doesn't explain the sightings. Multiple witnesses, over years, in multiple locations, all claiming to see Amy, alive. Theory 2. Amy jumped. Suicide. Depression. Hidden from her family. She climbed over the railing. Jumped. This explains the lack of struggle, the lack of noise, but it doesn't explain her demeanor. She was happy, excited, planning her future, and it doesn't explain the sightings or the distressed encounters with crew member. Theory 3. Amy was taken by crew member or someone working with them. They drugged her, smuggled her off the ship in Curaçao, sold her into trafficking. This explains the sighting, the brothel, the distressed pleas for help. It explains why she was seen with crew members, looking uncomfortable, but it doesn't explain how they got her. Security, cameras, procedures. It's possible, but incredibly risky. Theory 4. Amy left voluntarily. She met someone, the band member, or someone else, planned to leave, snuck off the ship, started a new life. This explains the lack of evidence, the lack of body, but it doesn't explain the sighting. Women begging for help, being held against their will. That's not voluntary. Theory 5. The sightings are mistaken identity or hoaxes. People see what they want to see. A woman who looks like Amy in the Caribbean. Tourists report it. Sailors report. But it's not her. It's someone else. This explains the lack of rescue, the lack of confirmation. But it doesn't explain the specific detail, the tattoos, the name. I'm Amy Bradley from Virginia. How would someone know those details? Every theory has a problem. Every explanation raises more questions. In the months after Amy disappeared, the Bradley family hired private investigators, multiple firms. They spent their life saving hundreds of thousands of dollars, following leads, chasing sightings, traveling to the Caribbean again and again. In 1998, they created a website, amybradley.net, posted her photo, her story, her tattoos, offered a reward, $25,000, then $50,000, eventually $250,000 for information leading to Amy. Tips came in, thousands, from around the world. Most were dead ends, some were cruel hoaxes, a few seemed credible. Investigators followed up. Every single one. Nothing. In 1999, the FBI officially classified the case, not as a missing person, as a suspected abduction, possible human trafficking. They assigned agent, dedicated resources. They worked with international law enforcement, Interpol, Caribbean Authority. They raided brothel, interviewed workers, showed Amy's photo. No one admitted to seeing her, or if they did, they wouldn't talk. Fear. In 2005, the photos surfaced, the ones that might be Amy. The FBI investigator traced the website. It was shut down. The administrators disappeared. The photos remained unverified. In 2010, Dr. Phil featured Amy's case. National television, millions of viewers, new attention, new tips. The family appeared, begging for information. Still nothing concrete. In 2016, the FBI released updated age progression photos, what Amy might look like at 39. The images were shared widely. Social media, news outlet, Caribbean Tourism Board. Still no confirmed sighting. In 2020, a woman contacted the family. She said she'd been trafficked in Curaçao. In the late 1990s, she said she remembered an American woman named Amy. The investigators followed up. The woman's story had inconsistencies, couldn't be verified. The lead went cold. Ron Bradley, Amy's father, died in 2009. He never found his daughter. He spent the last 11 years of his life searching. Eva Bradley, Amy's mother, continued, along with Brad, Amy's brother. They've never given up. They update the website. They respond to tips. They hope. As of 2026, Amy Lynn Bradley has been missing for 28 years. Her case is still open. The FBI still investigates, classifies it as an active abduction. Amy would be 51 years old now. Her family maintains the website, amybradley.net. They post updates, share sightings, offer the reward, $250,000, still standing. In 2023, new technology allowed for enhanced analysis of the 2005 photos, facial recognition, tattoo comparison. The results remain inconclusive. The FBI continues to receive tips regularly, sightings in the Caribbean, in South America, in Europe. Every tip is investigated, every lead followed. So far, nothing confirmed. Royal Caribbean has never publicly acknowledged fault, but they changed procedure. After Amy's disappearance, more cameras, better monitoring, stricter crew protocol. The Rhapsody of the Seas still sailed. Different routes now, but the same ship. Cabin D109 is still there. Passengers book it, not knowing. The band, Blue Orchid, disbanded. Yellow, the band member, returned to Curaçao. He's been questioned multiple times over the years. He maintains his innocence. He's never been charged. The Bradley family has spent over $2 million searching for Amy. Private investigation, travel, rewards. They'd spend more, if they could, if it would bring her home. If you have information about Amy Lynn Bradley, contact the FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI, or visit amybradley.net to submit tips. There is a $250,000 reward for information leading to her recovery. The road keeps going. The ocean keeps moving. A young woman disappeared from a cruise ship in the middle of the Caribbean. No one saw her go overboard, but people have seen her for 28 years in brothels, on beaches, begging for help. And every time, someone pulls her away before she can be saved. Is Amy Lynn Bradley still out there? If you know something about this case, the comments are open. If you want more roads like this, I'll keep driving.